Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about Python programming functions. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is function, what we mean by type conversion, type cohesion, parameters and arguments, and different types of arguments. First, let's see about the introduction to Python functions. So in Python, a function is a group of related statements that perform some specific task. So the functions can help our programmer program into smaller and modular units. As the programs grow larger and larger, functions make it more organized and more understandable. So and it also useful to avoid repetitions and makes the code reusable. So this is the syntax of function. Def function name parameters. Here the keyword def is used to define or create a function, followed by the function name. So function name is it's used to uniquely identify the function, and the parameters. So parameter is nothing but it is arguments. Through this arguments we can pass the values to a function. So this is an optional one. This is a compound statement. So this statement should end with colon, followed by the function body and set of statements. So these statements must have the same indentation level. So usually the indentation level is 4 spaces, and the function definition should has an optional return statement to return a value from the function. So this is an example of a function. Def is a keyword for defining a function. Here greet is a function name and name is the parameter. So this function greets to the person passed in as a parameter. So the output is hello, good morning. Next is type conversion. So it is the process of converting the value of one data type. So the data type may be integer, string, float, etc. to another data type. So there are two types of type conversion: implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. First, let's see about implicit type conversion. So in implicit type conversion, Python automatically converts the data one data type to another data type. So this is automatically happens. So this process does not need any user involvement. So this is a simple example for converting integer to float. Here I am declaring two variables and passing the value 123 to the variable called num_int, and 1.23, it's a float value, to the passing this value to the variable num_float. And I am adding these two values and store it in the variable called num_new. The first print statement, I am printing the data type of the variable num_int. Here the type function used to convert convert the data type of the particular object. So the first print statement return the type of the object is integer. So the next print statement will return the value float. The third print statement prints the add these two values and store it in the num_new. So the value will be 124.23. The last print statement, the type function will return the num_new variables data type. So it is the type of float. Next is explicit type conversion. So in this type conversion, users convert the data type to an object to require the data type. So user have to give the required data type. So for that we have using the predefined functions like int, float, string, complex to perform the explicit type conversion. So this type of conversion is also called as typecasting. Here we are changing the value. So we have to specify the required data type. The syntax is required data type expression. So example, Example, addition of string and integer using explicit type conversion. So user have to specify the required data type. So here I'm using the same example, creating two variables and passing the value integer and string. The first print statement will return the type of the variable num_int. So it is a integer value, so it returns int. The class is int, and the next print statement will returns the data type of the variable num_str. So it is a string data type. And then in the third statement, I'm specifying the required data type. So num_str is a num_str holds the value string. I'm converting this string value into integer value. So here the int is the required data type. I'm converting the num string variable into integer. So after converting this, the print statement with the help of the type function, it returns the data type of the num string variable. So its type is integer. So after adding these two values, the value will be stored in the variable called num_sum. So in the last print statement, the num_sum variable's data type is integer, because we are converting the num string variable into integer type with the help of explicit type conversion. Next is type coercion. So this is an automatic conversion of the data from one data type to another within an expression. So this coercion occurs because the data is stored as one data type, but its context requires a different data type. So with the help of these predefined functions, we can convert the value of one data type to another. So the int function convert the data type to integer number, the float function convert the data type to floating point number, the complex function convert the data type to complex number, and the str function convert the data type to strings. Example. So here we are specifying the required data type integer and passing the value float. Here the float value will be converted into integer. So 123.43 is a float value. It will be converted into integer with the help of these predefined function int. So next is parameters and arguments. The parameter and arguments can be used for the same purpose. So with the help of this parameters and arguments, we are passing the value to the function. It is a parameter is a variable. It is listed inside the parenthesis in the function definition. So and an argument is a value that are sent to the function when it is called. So by default, function must be called with the correct number of arguments, which means if your function expects 2 arguments, you are creating the function with 2 arguments, you have to call the function with 2 arguments, not more and not less. So a simple example. So def is a keyword to create a function. Here my function is a function name. Here I am passing 2 arguments, f name and l name, and in the function call I am passing the values to the arguments f name and l name. Here this value will pass to the function f name, and programming will pass to the argument l name. So the output is Python programming. So if you try to call the function with less or more arguments, you will get an type error. So the value of an argument is always assigned to the variable known as a parameter. So at the time of function definition, we have to define some parameters if that function requires some arguments to be passed at the time of calling. So there are four types of formal arguments using which a function can be called. So the arguments are required argument, keyword arguments, default arguments, and variable length arguments. Let's see one by one. First is required arguments. The required arguments passed to a function in the correct positional order. So the number of arguments should exactly match with the function definition. So if your function expects 2 arguments, you have to call the function with 2 arguments, not more or not less than the required arguments. So I'm showing the same example. df my function. Here I'm creating 2 arguments, f name and il name. So you should pass only 2 values, not less than or more than that the number of arguments. So if you try to call the function with less or more arguments, you will get an error. That is a type error, because you are passing 2 arguments to the function as by the definition. So it should follow the positional order. So the order should be followed while using the required arguments. The next is keyword arguments. So in keyword arguments, the caller recognizes the arguments by the parameter names. So you can also send arguments with the key value syntax. So this type of argument can also be skipped or can also be out of order. So here this example, def student data name comma age. I am printing the name and age and a return statement. So the return statement returns the value. In function calling, I am passing the value for age is 25 and name is John. So you can also send the arguments with the key value syntax. Key equal to value. Here age and name are the keys and the values are 25 and John. So this is a type of keyword arguments. And the next is default arguments. So in default arguments, we can assign a value to a parameter at the time of function definition. So this value is considered the default value to that parameter. So if the value to the parameter is not provided at the time of calling, it will not raise an error. So it will take the default value. So if we call the function without argument, it uses the default value. So here I am passing 2 arguments, name and age. In the function definition itself, I am assigning a value for the argument age equal to 28. Now I am printing the value name and age. At the time of function calling, also I am assigning the value for I am passing the value for the arguments age and name, 25 for age and John for the argument name. So now I am printing the value. So it takes the default value. So if we call the function without argument, it uses the default value. So in this example, value 28 is given to the parameter age. So it is a default value for the age. So in the first function call, value of age is given as 25, so that the interpreter takes the value provided by the programmer and does not use the default value. If you are missed out to pass the value for the argument, that time the default value will be taken. The last type is variable length arguments. So in this type, there are cases whether it is required to process a function with more number of arguments than specified in the function definition. So this type of arguments are called variable length arguments. So if you do not know how many arguments that will be passed into your function, and asterisk symbol, so the asterisk symbol before the parameter name in the function definition. So def function name is the formal arguments. So this asterisk symbol will be used before the parameter name in the function definition. So this is an example. Here print info is a function name. Here I am passing two arguments, argument 1 and var tuple. So this is an arbitrary argument. So that is, this is a variable length arguments. So if we do not know how many arguments that will be passed to into our function, that time we are adding this asterisk symbol before the parameter name. So in the first function call I am passing the value 10. So print argument 1, the value is 10. So in the second function call I am passing 3 values. So it takes all these 3 values and prints 90, 60, 40. So in a nutshell, we have learned what is a function and what we mean by conversion and its type, and we have discussed various types of arguments. Thanks for watching.